and welcome to your favorite personality program, Stewardship. This program is proudly organized by the Office of Civic Engagement led by Honorable Osun Oyintiloye. My name is David Ojo, and today I have a guest with me. We're in the ministry, and very soon you will get to know why this ministry is very, very crucial, important, and heartbeat of the government of the state of Osun. With me, my guest today is the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry, Cooperative, and Empowerment. I have with me Honorable Bode Olanipekun. You're welcome to Stewardship this day.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Commerce has been regarded as one of the heartbeats of this present administration. Can you shed more light on it?
Thank you. The antecedents of trade and commerce in the state of Osun dates back to the era of the colonialists. Osun has been a division in those days, even to the time of the creation of the whole Oyo state. And Osun remained a division under the formed Oyo state, from which Osun was created. In those periods and years past, most industries, international companies like Patterson Sokunis, Liver Brothers, John Holt, CFAO, and a host of them all had their depots, their distribution depots in Osogbo in particular. And what that tells us is that Osogbo had always been the hub of product distribution for the Southwest and part of the Middle Belt. That's Niger State, Kogi, Benue, and even the FCT. So, looking at that, the position of Osun as a location for commodity exchange had been an historic event. And that history, to date, still speaks to what we are talking about. Commerce has been the nerve center of the state. Goods coming in, goods going out. And also you will see, after some years of non-operation of the rail, which used to be the pivot for all these commercial activities, then all these companies, multinationals, bring their products through the rail. Now, bringing by the road, hiked the prices. So it was no longer sustainable for the companies that brought things to Osun for distribution. As a result, the tempo went down. And gradually, one after the other, all these companies phased out. So it's, and something that has been part of the people. There is no way it will just go down like that and people will not find alternatives. So from the alternatives that this brought about is the many multi-springing of industries.
Okay.
The small, the medium, the micro industries, because our people are used to merchandising. So we have so many of them. You'll be shocked. In Osun alone, now they have added N to MSME, which means we have nano now, nano enterprises. So we now have nano, small, nano, medium, small, and is it micro, small, and medium enterprises. So it's now NMSME. Pulled together, we have over 1,000 in Osun alone.
Wow.
By our statistics. And you will see a state that enterprising individuals, are domiciled. And once that such happens, that's a departed glory. The merchandising glory of the state departed. And one of the marching orders given by His Excellency Alhaji Bode Olanipekun when we assumed office was that everything we need to do to bring back the glory of merchandising the state, we must exploit it all. So coming in, first step we took was to conduct an industrial clinic. How do I mean? We gathered all industrialists, the ones that are functioning, the ones that are ailing, the ones that have gone moribund. We gathered everybody to understand. It's like you go to the clinic. The doctor wants to diagnose what are the symptoms you have, what are the likely cause, and what solution. Give medication. That was exactly what we did. And we, to the glory of God, we were able to identify a lot of reasons why industries in Osun were shutting down. Because they were shutting down, in high geometric formula, which is disheartening. Now, we took steps, those that require advisory intervention. We went ahead. We opened desk here in the ministry because we couldn't just go and be hiring consultants. I do that for a living before taking this appointment, so it was easy for me to do, getting the directors and some other political appointees around to step into all that. Advisory, financial, and management. Those are the three categories where they were all delineated to, and we're taking them headlong one after the other. And it's a success story today. We have many of the moribund companies that have been resuscitated. We have those that have management.
Can you tell us?
Yes, we have Ego Venture that had been moribund for about 2 years. They produce carbonated drinks and yogurt and snacks. The state government intervened through financial means by arranging intervention loan for the company. After a month of such intervention, the company is today resuscitated. They have nothing less than 100 employees in their system working. They do bottled water, carbonated drinks, different varieties, and snacks. We also have some that we are engaging right now. Many that are not as big as Ego Ventures that have also been brought back are many that I cannot, close to about 40 thereabouts. Wow. And also the critical ones that the cases were intertwined with multifaceted, we are still on them. Some with Bank of Industry, some with commercial banks, but the governor is dedicated to taking all these challenges headlong and making sure that we get to the bottom of it, and we're having good results on them.
Some will call you the Fashola of Osun State, handling commerce, handling industry, handling cooperative, and even empowerment. How are you able to gather all this and make it a whole?
Well, it's forward and backward linkage system. Commerce and industry is supposed to carry on cooperatives and empowerment. Whatever we are doing in commerce and industry, the beneficiaries solely are supposed to be those in cooperative societies and those that we have trained and given some form of empowerment to carry on the business. Let me give you an example. We trained about 2,326 micro entrepreneurs in Osun. And the governor told us, if you are training this number of people, will you just train them and throw them out? What would they do with the training? So we designed the training in such a way that immediately after the training, you are empowered automatically. If you're part of that training, you are empowered. Your empowerment strength will now be scaled based on what your company or your production system can absorb. We had people that could absorb 100,000, people that produce snacks, small chops. We had people that their businesses could absorb 200,000, some 400,000, some 500, some 1 million, some 2.5, some 3 million. So that was how they were scaled. And they were, after the training, they were all empowered. So you can see the training came along the skills upgrade and skills acquisition scheme that we did post-COVID. And look at empowerment servicing industry and trade, commerce. They belong to cooperatives. They need to quickly do some markets, stunts. Okay. Quickly buy something, sell, return the money. If you belong to a credible credit society, cooperative, you can easily access money there. And when we have access to investable fund that we want, the mentality of our people around these places, anything empowerment is national cake. They don't want to refund. But if you go through your cooperative society, there's no way you will not refund. So we tie whatever intervention for entrepreneurs that belong to any cooperative society or the other to that cooperative society. So when you collect money from there, we don't know individuals, we only know cooperative societies. So if you have something to do with trading, with commerce, you can go through your cooperative society, get the money from there, and they report back to whoever or whichever organization that is servicing us through commerce and trade activity. So you can see the backward and the forward linkage of those departments, but people will think they are different. One is just to complement
others.
The other.
All right, let's talk about this cooperative. What has been your success story, apart from what you've just said about the cooperative? I can see a lot of people, a lot of cooperative, especially in Osun, smiling, rejoicing because of so many things that you have brought in to this government. Can you tell us?
Yes, just like I have mentioned, some of the interventions that we got as a state, some direct from the state government of Osun, because we have certain merged funds with the Bank of Industry. So people under our cooperative system can go to the Bank of Industry to get loans from that merged fund.
But a lot of people are finding it very difficult to get this loan.
That is not correct. I have a statistics of those that have benefited from all these things we're talking about.
Can you tell us?
I have over 5,000 that have benefited from one form of financial intervention or the other through this ministry.
How are you sensitizing, the public towards this?
We are in the public glare. There is no activity we undertake here that is under the table. I don't have people that I want to bring forward to collect the money. If the money is there, it's not collected, it has not in any way help the system, the economy. So it's in the public glare. We have a weekly program we do on OSBC Oraji, where we speak to the whole state, what we are doing, how to benefit, and we have a desk directly under the office of the commissioner that sits on all these interventions. We designed it in such a way that it will not in any way require anybody knowing anybody. You can walk into this ministry and ask for intervention desk. They will show you the office. Is the next office to me. It's directly under my supervision.
Right.
So you don't need to know anybody before you get something out here. And that is the policy as the governor wants it. Let everybody, whether you are APC or you are PDP or you are whoever that you are, so far you are an indigene of Osun, you can walk into this place, get your form, fill it, do an assessment for you, whatever your capacity can absorb, it is done.
But how long does this take? Sometimes a lot of people get tired and...
No, you don't have to get tired. You know, anything that has to do with money, the higher the amount you think you want, the more thorough the process will be. Because there will necessarily be checks on the kind of business you are doing and your terms of payback of the loan. So, but on the average, it's for the low level, it takes about 2 weeks. Some less. There is an intervention we are doing in collaboration with Sterling Bank right now.
Okay.
Within 48 hours. So far you merit the requirement.
Okay.
48 hours you have an alert.
Well, how many people are aware of this?
The whole town is aware. Because I can tell you on that intervention we have done nothing less than 1,000. Nothing less than 1,000. And on that there are transaction kiosks in about 10 locations across the state to be commissioned very soon. So that it's not just when you come to Osogbo that you can have that, you can have access to such intervention benefit. Anywhere you are in your federal constituency, you can get to the desk, that kiosk, collect your form, they process it there. How it gets to Osogbo, how it is approved is none of your business. All you are concerned about as a trader is you access something to trade and you return it as and when you. 6 months, you can make use of such money between 100,000 and 300,000. And the interest is so infinitesimal that it will not affect your business returns in any way.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is Stewardship, and my guest is the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry, Cooperative, and Empowerment, Honorable Bode Olanipekun. We've been having a chat on the success story of this ministry, and it's been able to tell us some of the things that this ministry has achieved so far in the space of 3 years. All right, so let's just talk about empowerment, trade union, market women. All these people are under you. How have you been able to manage them?
They are our mothers. Majority of the market people are women. If you have a mother at home, except your relationship with your mother is not smooth, that's the only reason that you will not be able to manage elderly women. But that's on a lighter note. The critical thing about the market people, the Yalojas, Babalojas, and the Olowos, stems from their readiness to grow the economy. And to grow the economy, some of them, they have native knowledge of how market operation works. But modernization and certain factors are now affecting how business should be done. That is why we are here. We are to bring them, to come abreast of all these developments. And that is what we have been doing. I can tell you, the governor has given us the opportunity of meeting with Yalojas and Babalojas on monthly basis.
Wow, that's fantastic.
On monthly basis. And the Olowos, their own is even any time that they request that we come. So we have closed the gap of between government and the market. We also go on market survey periodically and regularly to ensure that when goods arrive, we are all abreast of what increase in price, and some we mitigate against arbitrary increase in prices through appeals, through stakeholder meetings with all these market stakeholders. And by and large, it's been very good, working with them. We are also learning one thing or the other from them that is helping us to take the right decisions, some policy decisions on the best way to approach things. It's been very wonderful working with them.
So how are you doing it to make sure that you reposition this ministry at least better than what it was before, apart from what you've said?
The operations of any agency or ministry is determined by what you bring along as the head of that agency. My background is, geared towards trading, consultancy, and particularly the chambers of commerce. And that has helped us to work with Osun Chamber of Commerce. Before the advent of Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola's administration, the chambers of commerce in Osun had gone down, had gone under totally. But we thank God, in the last 16 years, the first trade fair took place about 2.5 months ago, and it was remarkable. A lot of things that we met that were just crawling were energized through the intervention of the governor with his contacts and goodwill. Let me give you 2 examples. The Dagbolu International Trade Center had been crawling for 9 years. It's one of those projects that the previous administration started with. But to the glory of God, I think a year and some months into this administration, the Dagbolu is not only reconfigured. What I mean by reconfigured, it was supposed to be an international market. It was supposed to be an international market, but what we have there today is an international trade center, not just a market. Market is just one component out of 7 that we have there today. We have the dry port, we have the car mart, we have the market, we have industrial sector, we have the commercial sector, we have housing also there, and we have the bonded terminal where the dry port operation will take place. By the grace of God, by another month, 1 month from today, by the grace of God, the first cargo by rail will enter Osun through rail. from Lagos.
Wow.
And we're all going to celebrate it.
Well, I was about to ask something related to that, your ministry, what are you doing to add more to the IGR of the state? Just like you have said.
Yes, you know, all these things we're talking about definitely brings, you know, a return. There is definitely an accrual to the state from all these activities we're talking about. If the International Trade Center kicks off, as we've said, revenue is a money spinner.
Oh yes.
It's going to be a money spinner, and that I can tell you categorically, that's the future of Osun. Because from all over the world, by the time our bonded terminal kicks off, you can destination your cargo and your containers Osogbo, Nigeria, from any part of the world. You know what that means.
Oh yes.
So every federal government agencies that you normally see at the port will be here. Every activity you see happen at Apapa, at Tinkan Island, will be happening here. And you understand what that means. The whole economic activity and process of the state is going to enter into another realm of prosperity.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to that by the grace of God sooner than the detractors expect.
I wish we could go on this program, and I will talk to Dr. Olanipekun. He will always have something to say about his ministry, and is doing tremendously well to make sure that his ministry to add more to the IGR of the state. Dr. Bode Olanipekun, the Commissioner for Commerce, it's nice having you on our program, Stewardship. All right, that is how far we can go today on Stewardship. Join us next week when we bring another interesting personality. My name is David Ojo. Goodbye and God bless.